Hi folks, finally I've managed to work the computer. I'm not very good technically, but I'm getting my way around it, and I have subscribed to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and Twitter, and I'm presenting this as Cinemandy for my second film review, a film I watched last night called A United Kingdom. It's about oppression, racism, love, human resilience, overcoming obstacles, and a brilliant true story. It's based in 1948. It starts off in London, where Prince, let me see, Prince, oh, you'll have to bear with me because of my my memory problems. Seretse. That's it, Prince Seretse. He's an African black prince from Bechuanaland, which is now called Botswana. What happens was he came over to England to study, so that he could go back and become the king of his tribe in Africa. What happened was he fell in love with Ruth, an office worker who was played by Rosamund Pike, famous for Gone Girl, and she's been in Jack Reacher, and she's also been in, let me see, oh, I am sorry. There was another film that she's been in which I really wanted to tell you about. Oh, I'm going to have to do this again. Oh, here we are. She was yeah, that's interesting. She was in a Bond film, Die Another Day, which I didn't know about. But I do recognise her face, and they're both brilliant in this film. The film was written by a man called Guy Hibbert. I think he won 4 BAFTA awards for his script writing. Absolutely brilliant true story. What happens is the prince falls in love with Ruth, and they get married against both families, against his uncle who was manning the tribe in Africa, and against Ruth's family. One of them, father, was played by Nicholas Lyndhurst, who my husband looks just like. So yeah, so they get married against everybody's wishes, and the Great British government at the time decided that it wasn't in their interests to allow an interracial marriage, especially in a region where he was from. That had really big diamond mining prospects, and a company had already mined in South Africa, found the seam of the diamonds, and it was running up through Botswana, or Bechuanaland as it was then. So the British government at the time were very underhanded, thinking that they could coin all the money in if they played it right. Anyway, the British government exile the prince to England, saying that he could not go back to his own country for 5 years. Meanwhile, poor Ruth, played by Rosamund Pike, is over in that country, facing her own prejudice, because she's the only white woman in a black village, and she's disgraced the tradition of the king marrying somebody from the tribe and passing the title on down the line. So yeah, so she faces real prejudice. She even collapses in the street poorly, and they just walk around her. But she does go on. While the prince has been turfed out of his country, Rosamund Pike, Ruth, in the film, has a baby, and so that they don't want to give up all rights, because they know that deep down this apartheid, racism, terrible situation is not right, and they want to fight for what they believe in. And in the end, the village warms to Ruth, and it all turns out brilliantly. Anyway, the only thing is, Winston Churchill, who came to power halfway through the film, was promising him that everything would be okay. And I always rated Winston Churchill, but it showed him in his true colours. And I also saw, it was Peaky Blinders, where Winston Churchill, I think he was Home Office something. He was a minister, and he was doing underhanded things in that. So I always rated him for the war effort anyway. But there you go. So the film it's very well written by a man called Guy Hibbert. I might have mentioned this already. So he's 4 times BAFTA award winner. Other interesting facts are there's Jack Davenport in it, and he, excuse me going to my notes because I've mentioned before about my memory problems. Jack Davenport was in Kingsman, the Secret Service. There's Tom Felton from Harry Potter. David I can't say this. Oh, Yellowho, something on those lines. He's he should win some sort of award for acting in this. He was brilliant. He is known for he's a British Nigerian actor and producer, and he's known for supporting roles of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He's also known for Lincoln and Selma, and he's been in something to do with Jack Reacher. Rosamund Pike was in Gone Girl, a brilliant film. Jack Reacher and other. She's been in loads of stuff. She's really well known, and she looks so young to be having a baby in this film, but she does look young, so good on her. Keep up with the cream. So that's just to name but a few. Nicholas Lyndhurst, Only Fools and Horses. Jack Davenport, I've mentioned. Tom Felton, I mentioned. The director was Amma Asante. She's a talented British screenwriter, film director, and former actress. And she directed Belle, which was released in 2013. And that is about abolishing slavery in England. So that would be really interesting if you want to follow on from this film. Guy Hibbert wrote, his work includes Eye in the Sky, 5 Minutes in Heaven, and A Shot Through the Heart, sorry. And they're really good films. So I can't think of anything else apart from a 10 out of 10 for this film. I really enjoyed it, and it's good to see British actors and screenwriters, etc., making headway in this film market. Okay, like I said, I have tried to get to grips with this technology, and I'm on Facebook, obviously YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I think that's it. It took me all morning to figure out this, and I watched the film last night. The next film that I will be doing will be the new Wizards and Sorcerers or something by J.K. Rowling. I'll have the proper title tomorrow, or it'll probably be the day after when I do actually post, if I can get the computer on and working. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Any comments, suggestions, apart from rude ones, will be very much appreciated, and any tips on technical advice also. Okay, thank you, bye.